My name is Germana Ravanelli. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a mind-body healer, a personal trainer, nutritional therapist. I was taught that health is harmonizing the body, the mind, and the spirit. Hello, thank you for opening up this video. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your precious life with me here. And my intention is that you will hear something that gives you some motivation, maybe something will ring true for you. This is one of a 4-part series about anti-aging. And it's about remaining youthful and vital and using basic tools that allow you to basically create your best life by how you show up and what you do not invest in and what you do invest in. And this one is about spirituality. And our spirituality is not something that we garner from a guru. It's about listening to your intuition and your gut and telling the truth. Does this feel good for me? Does this not feel good for me? One of the things that I've really learned, I've had some amazing teachers, and I've been working in this industry of body, mind, spirit for well over 40 years, which is incredible. One of my teachers, he is gone. He's been gone for many years, but he said to see the world through the eyes of a child allows us to see magic again. And that childlike nature is within all of us. They sometimes call it your inner child. Sometimes they'll call it the playful child. Sometimes they'll call it many things, but yet our spirit is the part of us that is intuitive. They will speak to us through our intuition, through our dreams. When you're around somebody and you just know that they're a good person, that's you listening to your intuition, and that is your spirit. We all have a spirit. And when you also are around something or someone and it doesn't feel good, that's your spirit warning you, hey, this isn't good. And so it's really important to be able to have enough of a relationship with ourself that we know when we're getting a communication point. So one of the key points that the one teacher, Sensei Richard Kim, he encouraged all of us as we were in martial arts at the time to have a practice. So every morning, him and another teacher who's also gone named Fatah Taylor would say, you must have a spiritual practice to remember where you came from, because otherwise when we come to planet Earth, we cross what's called is the river of forgetfulness. We forget who we are. We forget our true nature. We forget the power that is within us, and we go into a trance of just doing what everyone's doing or being afraid of each other or attacking each other. And I mean, that's what you see. Open up any of the digital platforms and you'll see people just attacking each other, which is all fear, and that is the ego mind. So when you work spiritually, you ask, how can I, number one, not engage in something that's toxic, because then we're giving our energy to something that is toxic, and it will always come back as a boomerang, always. The other option is to go, am I going to live in fear, which is the ego mind, which is most of the people here on this earth, or am I going to be somebody that is love motivated? And the only way we can stay in a place of love motivated is, in my experience, is to have a practice of, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's journaling, or all of those things, that allows us to connect with the part of us that we can't see and the other side that always has intuitive hits. Like when you go, oh, this just feels good. That's your spirit, and that's a spiritual practice. And you do that, provided it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't hurt anybody else. So the main tool in my experience is to remove chatter, to remove noise. And the noise comes through phones, texting, email, being over responsible for other people, or managing other people's emotional chaos. And one of the most important questions to ask is, whose problem is this? If you created this problem, it's your responsibility as a person of integrity to ask, what is the most loving thing I can do to resolve this? Do that. Not to get out your armor and start attacking each other or attacking yourself for being in this position because everybody is here on a certain level of education, whether you're in grade 3 in your physical wellness, or you've got mastery in your emotional wellness. If your physical body is damaged and not doing well, nothing else will work. So one of the spiritual practices is to take responsibility for the fact that you have a body, to take care of it, exercise it, feed it well, drink real water, say nice things to your body, and let it rest more. As we get older, most of us don't have the capacity because we've already cooked our systems. Our endocrine system, which is what creates our hormones, allows you to feel good, is for most people, once they hit 35, it's done. It's a mess. So how do you repair that? You go back and you go, if this is a garden, how do I repair this garden? Well, you feed it real food. You get out of fear, get out of thinking fearful thoughts. If your mind starts to bring fearful thoughts to you, we all have it. One of the sayings that I was taught years ago is I just say to that voice or that message, get out of my head, this is my life, and I envision myself throwing it out of my space. And then I'll surround my body in a color that represents love. And then I'll actually use that as an energetic protection. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of real negative people here, and there's a lot of negative energy. What we think, we actually attract. So if you start to put out love, or you put out joy, or you put out kindness, even if you're afraid and you just make a point of making that your focus point, your life will change. You'll actually attract better dynamics because people energetically feed on one another. They can feel each other's emotions. So here it is in a nutshell. You are a spirit in a body. You're not here forever. You are here with an expiry date. What do you want to do with this day? Are you going to be negative and fearful and cynical and all of that? Or are you going to go, man, I'm so grateful that I have this other day now today. Like I get to see my son. I've watched him struggle with some things, and I just remind myself that some women don't have their child anymore. The last thing I'm going to do is make him feel uncomfortable. I'm going to say, I love you. I care about you. I'm here with you. I'm not fixing this because you created it, but I have your back. That's spiritual. If I was to try to rescue him, I'm actually making him weaker because I'm suggesting that he can't do it. A spiritual choice to say, how do you see yourself resolving this? I've got your hand. I'm holding it with you. That's love, and that's spiritual. Also, not judging. We all do it. Make no mistake, but not judging, not staying in that energy, because that creates the need to be better than, and that's ego, and that will hurt you like nobody's business. When you carry resentments and you want revenge, that's the perfect recipe for dis-ease, getting sick, like real sick, the big C sick. You cannot bathe your body in negativity and it not poison you, because your thoughts create chemicals and messengers, and it's just like this whole thing that just keeps going. It's a garden. So watching your thoughts is one of the most powerful things you can do. Having a practice is critical. You're not going to get a lot of wellness if you don't have a practice. And in the morning, I light a candle. I will have recorded hypnotic programming that I've created for sometimes my clients, and I'll use it for myself because it's convenient. And I'll also pray. I'll ask, please hover over me today, fill me with grace. Help me be an instrument of your love. Now, that might sound corny, but I'll tell you what, I'll have a way better day saying that and energetically putting that out than going, oh my God, not another blah, 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 not another bill, blah, blah, blah. That is really lower level energy, and most people live there, and all you got to do is sit with them and see how much you don't like being around that. That's the impact of their thoughts. So whatever you focus on expands. If you're focusing on the possibility of creating like a new garden or a new chapter, or even being curious, like John Edwards calls it, you're either a victim or you're choosing to be an adventurer. Victim is pretty easy and it sucks. Being curious, how do I bring joy to this? How do I allow myself to enjoy this? Changes the vibration, and that is a spiritual act. Forgiving is a spiritual act, but if you're forgiving another person, That doesn't mean you give them access or that you think they're going to be different. They've shown you how they operate. And in order to have integrity with yourself, you do not expose yourself to somebody who does not know how to be kind. Spiritual is removing yourself from toxic people because they'll hurt you and then they'll blame you for your response. And your job is to go, ask your belly, ask your heart, is this good for me? And listen. Does it feel up? That's spiritual. It feel down? That's spiritual if you listen to it. But asking your body, that is your soul. That is your spirit. This is this meat suit. But when we're dead, because we will all die, make no mistake, whatever you have done here, you'll get a report card on it. And at the end, you'll be brought through all of the things that you've done, good, bad, ugly, and different. And you will get to have a sort of a reflection on, well, what could I have done differently? We're all hurt. We're all damaged. How do we respond to that? And how do we look at our fellow man who's suffering? Do we go, oh, it's their fault because blah, blah, blah? Or do we go, I wonder if I could just send them some love? That's not a bad thing. Or if you know somebody's economically really struggling, and what happens if you just, not them knowing it's you, but you manage to send them some money or give them something to give them some hope? That's a very spiritual act. That's huge. And most of us, think, well, there's not enough and I can't share mine, which is, that's the ego. That's the victim. And going into adventure, what if I became the change that I'm looking for? Powerful. And believe it or not, people that have a spiritual practice, they look younger. Do you want to know why? Because they're happier. They're not worrying so much. And I'm not saying we don't worry. One of the other things that is critical, I'm an empath. It's a liability if I don't use it correctly, and it's an asset if I use it correctly. So asset is I'm aware of other people's feelings. I can feel them. I can tell them what they're feeling. And then instead of going, oh, I must be this martyr on this cross, everything's so terrible, I go, I'm so sorry for you, Germana, that you're so aware and you're so sensitive, and it hurts to feel this other person's pain. And then I self-soothe. I'm here for you. I love you. I'm so grateful that you're that sensitive, and I'm here for you. So now I self-soothe myself. And then I show up if I can. I'm really aware that you're in a lot of pain and it's hard to watch. And I love you, or I'm here for you in any way that I can be, instead of thinking that you've got to fix it, because that absolutely diminishes their personal growth. People have a problem because they're supposed to resolve it, not for someone else to come and fix. You can say, I can hold your hand through part of it. I can go part of this walk across the bridge with you. And I'm here with you. But if you're an empath and you're constantly giving and you're exhausted and you've got headaches and you've got physical problems, you're using your superpower against yourself. And they call it codependency. So you flip it and go, what are my needs? Oh, if I was to consider my own needs, what would I need right now? And believe it or not, it's often so simple just to go, oh, I think I'll just have a tea. Oh, I'd really like to go for a walk. Oh, I think I'm just going to, go to the gym and have a 30-minute workout. Because women are brainwashed into thinking if they take care of all these other people, they can relax. And there's never any end to how much stuff needs to be done. We need to fill our bucket first. That was, again, one of the things my teacher always said. You must do your own inner work first. And I was like, what did that mean? He goes, you must take care of yourself. And if I hadn't been taught that, I wouldn't be alive today. And if I was alive today, I'm sure I would look like I've been dragged around behind a truck on my face because of all the stress that I would have created, thinking that I was responsible for other people's problems. We are responsible to take care of ourselves first. From there, then we give from a full cup. When your body starts to do this, that's your body saying, please look after me. And if you don't, then it has to get sick. So spirituality is, it's something that it's part of us, and yet we forget because we listen to this thing, our brain. And I got a news flash for you. This thing lies all the time. But if you go into your intuitive, your body, and you just ask, what does my spirit say? What does this say or feel? You'll find that little child again that wants to play. Like I have the privilege, and it's been so lovely, and I've never had this before, but I have this privilege of going and dance with this fellow who's just sweet And I see his little boy and we go dance. We have so much fun. That's spiritual. Having fun is spiritual, provided you're not hurting yourself or anybody else. Another thing that is spiritual is just saying no. Saying no, not having to give an explanation. No, not right now, not me. And trust me, if you're a woman listening to your intuition, that is your spirit warning you. Listen to it. Have you ever been in a relationship where you've been treated terribly and you thought if you just changed and then it got worse? You were being warned, but you didn't listen. I'm hoping that something here stuck for you. Meditating is critical. If you end up wanting some help creating a practice, let me know. I can do that with you. I have a 8-week developing self-love course. You will get 8 videos, 8 recordings, 8 everything. And spirituality is being your own best friend, not abandoning yourself for someone else's approval, that's the disease of now online. Everyone's like, well, what do you think? Do you like me? And I'm like, oh my God. And it's easy to get sucked into it, particularly the younger people. I have a few people that I'm working with that are younger, and I remind them, these people in your life, they're sick. Don't hang out with sick people because they will poison you and they'll help you kill yourself and pretend that it's your fault. That's like being possessed. And there are people that I would say they've got something pretty dark attached to them because what they normalize is not love. It's horrible. We get to be the change, but we need to do the work on ourselves. So if you think about it like a garden, you put new soil in, you fertilize it, you plant new seeds. I'm willing to learn how to love myself. I'm willing to take time for myself. I'm willing to say no here so I have 20 minutes for me. That's spiritual. Paying your bills is spiritual. Saying I can't handle this is spiritual. Telling the truth is spiritual. Asking for help is spiritual. So it's a big, big concept. It's a big, big topic. And I just, at this time in my life, it's like I'm almost 60, which scares the hell out of me. And then I go, man, oh man, you've had a good run. I'm hoping I get another good 20 years. But I'm going to have fun. And part of what I want is to share some of this with other people that don't have someone to say, hey, it's okay to be happy. It's okay to have your needs met. It's okay to be successful. That's amazing because some of us are afraid if we're happy, someone will not be happy. So we sabotage. And that is a subconscious self-defense mechanism. Having the awareness is spiritual because then oh, there's something I need to heal. And in February, I'm going to put a meditation out that's all about healing your garden, designing your garden and building your garden. And so please subscribe if you haven't, and you'll get it and you'll love it. It's one of the ways that my teacher taught me how to not need a therapist because I couldn't afford to see a therapist every week. I always said what I inherited from my family was $250,000 in therapy bills because I was raised by mentally ill people and I blamed myself for the way they treated me. And then I was running around trying to be the people pleaser so I wouldn't be thrown away like trash. That's a hard road. And I've made it back. And now I help people. So it was a gift in a garbage bag for me. Thank you for watching. And I hope that something here spoke to you. You are worth loving. You are worth taking care of. You matter. And you live today as if this is it. This is it. Do you want the whipping cream on your fruit? Do it. You know what? You want to go walk in the rain? Do it. Go play. Be silly. Break some rules. That's spiritual, provided you're not hurting yourself or anyone else. Thank you.